The bourgeoisie, the rich upper class people of Ireland will never have illegal migrants and these IPAS centres come to their neck of the woods. They only put all these third world people that don't speak English, that have crazy backgrounds, into the lower class and middle class areas. Today we have Paul Murphy objecting to a house for 16 people in his own housing estate. Okay, and of course, Paul Murphy from the People Before Profit, really the party's name should be Profit Before People. They don't give a shit about the people, obviously not. Okay, and he only now is objecting to this housing place for IPAS people because it's in his neighborhood and it's in his flipping housing estate. Imagine that, lads. Okay, and he never opposed to any IPAS centres ever in the history, the last flipping 10 years of the UN and EU bringing in this mass illegal immigration. So let's see what he is opposing.
Right folks, this is down in Kingswood in Talaght. This is apparently now going to be, there's the planning permission there, what they're looking for. This is going to be turned into a dwelling for 16 people. So you know what that means. Everybody knows what that means. The funny thing about this one is, I'm going to show a picture now in a minute, and it's Paul Murphy contesting this to be turned into an IPAS centre.
Ridiculous.
But Paul wouldn't support Talaght says no when we were at John's. He didn't support us when we were down at the ABB building.
So these are all different parts of Dublin that he's talking about. He said they didn't support Talaght says no in these other areas, only when it's in his area. Okay? The poor people of Ireland, the people that have less wages, let's just say, they're not worse people. If anything, the rich actually are probably worse people. But the middle class, like me and you, the working class, like me and you guys, we're all getting just a shit pile on top of us from these rich aristocrats, bourgeoisie, you know, these people. And then as soon as it comes to their neck of the woods, as soon as they sort of feel any sort of like, you know, pain or any sort of discomfort from these people coming over, that's it. Not in our flipping, not near us, you know. You can do anything in the flipping rough areas, but not near us.
He didn't want to know us in Talaght Village at all. But yeah, he's putting in a thing for the people now to complain about this being turned into an IPAS because it's in Paul's own area. Shame on you, Paul.
Unreal, because, you know, we don't know where these people are coming from. I've said this before. Are they coming from war-torn parts of the world? Are they coming from Afghanistan, parts of South Asia, India? Are they coming from Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Thailand, very poor parts of the world? You know, Latin America, who knows, guys? You know, Africa, parts of war-torn Africa, North Africa. You know, it's just a free-for-all. Obviously, the people don't get to vote on this. So again, it's just a travesty, you know, a complete travesty. It feels just like the people have no vote or veto in anything. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the people promoting this, of course, are the politicians, are the upper class people of Ireland. We have a video here today from the most evil man in Irish politics of all time. Okay, this man, I think, is literally the devil, in my personal opinion. And I don't say that lightly, guys. This man is literally the devil. Varadkar talks about we need more black and brown school principals and judges and all this kind of thing. Just basically talking about Irish people, just be gone. Be gone from your own land. No more Irish people. And this guy is obviously an Indian man, okay? And I don't really ever talk about race on my channel. Don't really care about race too much. But he's not Irish, you know, plain and simple. I don't know, was he born here or whatever? Or his parents Irish, maybe, I'm not really sure, but the guy is an Indian man talking about how we should be not helping the Irish people. Okay, that's my main, main sort of opinion, guys. Never put Ireland first. You know, all these politicians put everybody else in the world first. Ukraine, Africa, Asia, Latin America, but the Irish people.
One thing I strongly agree with the Deputy on is the need to set a target to have a number of people from ethnic minorities in areas of the public service. We have a health service that's very diverse, although less so as you go up towards the senior positions. Not so much in the Gardaí, not so much in the Defence Forces, not so much in the education sector, as the Deputy mentioned, not at all in the civil service, which is very white, including the Department of Equality, for example, and that actually needs to change.
So, for those who don't know, Leah Varadkar is the racist, in my opinion. To even say that these services are very white, who says that? But only racist people. Okay, I've never talked about race on my channel. Never. Ever you'll catch me talking about race. He is hating on white people, guys. I mean, this is the hate whitey, bring in people. It's a complete racism. And here's the funny thing. The people that, only hate on white people are other like rich white people. When you're middle class or working class like myself, middle and working class, I'm friends with flipping everyone. African, Asia, Middle Eastern, Brazilian, Latin American. Like, I was friends with all these people in secondary school, college, still am to this day. I love all my friends, but they tell me themselves, guys, this just diversity bullshit on its own, and I'm going to say this for the last time, guys, diversity on its own is bullshit. The world only cares about performance. Are you good or are you shit, guys? It's binary, okay? And if you come to Ireland and you just claim welfare and do nothing, that's not good. If you're trying to help the society, and I'm talking about having very few numbers. I'm not talking about a numbers game, because you can't just bring hundreds of thousands of people to Ireland. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the diversity side, Just because you're a diverse person, oh, I'm flipping from Asia, I'm from China. Okay, let's see some performance metrics. Are you helping bring money to the Irish economy? Are you helping keep Irish traditions and Irish culture and Irish heritage alive? You're not? Oh, then get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, like John Wayne. Okay? Get the hell out of here. But if you are trying to do that, maybe we can talk then. Maybe we can talk, we can have a discussion. But just because you're DEI higher, okay, diversity, whatever, equality, I know the E doesn't stand for equality, but inclusion, diversity, this kind of thing, inclusion, just because you are that doesn't mean you're entitled to anything. What if you're shit at your job? What if you're just taking from the welfare state? This guy hates white people, and he's a racist. This guy is a straight up racist, guys. Like, it works every way, dude. Like, you can't be saying that shit about white people. That's crazy.
So we need to have, I think, a target for people who come from ethnic minority backgrounds, but also dedicated recruitment campaigns to encourage people, because we do need a generation of young people growing up in Ireland who are people of colour to see black and brown school principals, judges, Keen Corla perhaps in the future. Who knows? Visibility and opportunity is really important.
So he wants to get rid of the white people. and there's a diverse amount of white people. There's like Eastern European white people, there's like Nordic, the Caucasian people from the Caucasus Mountains. There's Portuguese people which are more tanned. There's like Spanish people, there's Italians which are much different than Western Europe, then there's Germans. Like, which white people is he talking about? Then there's like, sort of like a mix of people in like North America, Canada. There's like French, Canadians, like, what white people is he talking about? Like, he hates all white people then? What about like flipping people from Asian descent? Or, South Russian descent, Russian people. So he hates all of Russian people, and he hates Eastern European immigrants. Like, where's the divide there? He can't ever answer that because he's so full of shit, guys. The man is an evil man, in my opinion. I think that he single-handedly ruined the country for 20 years, He is the worst person in Irish politics of all time. Pushing agendas, pushing things, drag queen story hour, LGTV, all this stuff. He pushed it so heavily when everybody has rights. Everybody is the same in this country. There's nobody lacking rights. The only people lacking rights in Ireland are probably like the animals. I don't know, like cows and stuff. I'm not really sure. Like, this guy has a really bad, philosopher mindset. Like, he doesn't understand that everybody in Ireland is the same. It's just that your performance is shit. If you're not working hard, then you're never going to be anything in life. Plain and simple. Ridiculous, guys. Here we have a video, a little quote here. It says, the Irish government are actually absolutely shitting themselves. They are sitting on a time bomb that's been ticking for years now. Trump tariffs could be the thing that lights the fuse. Billions upon billions wasted on illegal, ungrateful freeloaders. Roma gypsies. Irish people left at the back of the queue. The money is running out. You will see anger like never before, and they know it. TikTok. You know, and this is actually what's going to happen, guys. And I'm not trying to spread hate or fear or anything like that. Absolutely not, guys. But Ireland and the Western democracies, we run off having this wealth and this quality of life. Once that leaves, oh shit, I don't even want to be in this country once that, you know, the recession hits, the flipping, you know, the Great Depression hits, the Great Depression 2 hits, you know, I don't even want to be in this country when we have this sort of lack of money here. I mean, it's going to be insane, guys. You could see riots, mass, I mean, the army here is 6,000 people. That's not going to be enough to curtail millions of people that are pissed off. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be World War III in Ireland, guys, once the shit hits the fan, because, I mean, I see the anger day to day. Like, there's no community anymore. And when there's no community, unless you have big government to keep people in check, like in the US, you're screwed. Like, the government aren't going to be able to handle that, guys. Like, it's going to be really scary times, guys. I'm telling you right now. And they are afraid of that. You know, there needs to be some sort of like voting to change things quickly, to see more of a movement to help like the middle class, the working class, because that divide is getting huge now between the really rich and the really kind of have nothing. And, you know, if you're not doing anything, you're just kind of like sitting around outside the GPO, drinking coffees like I saw last year when I went walking down Dublin. You know, it's just crazy, guys. It's chronic. You know, it's cat. And it's going to get worse, you know, before it gets better, guys. And, man, like, I swear to God, like, when that money runs out and let's say Trump pulls out the pharmacy money, let's say he pulls out the flipping big corporations from Ireland, oh, man. Whoo! I don't even want to be here, guys. I'll be perfectly honest. It's scary to even think about that shit because, I mean, there could be flipping war. You know, there'll be hell to pay. You know, all hell will break loose. So, the last little thing I want to talk about today is, it says, newly arrived asylum seekers could be given more rights than homeless Irish people. This is the most outrageous thing I've ever heard in my life. We have to leave the EU. I agree. I said we should have left the EU 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I knew that shit when I was flipping young, 10 years old. You know, as soon as I found out what the hell the EU is doing. It says, court ruling would give newly arrived asylum seekers more rights than homeless people, minister claims. Such a ruling by the ECJ would be very hard to justify to Irish citizens and other member states, says Jim O'Callaghan, okay? Asylum seekers will be soon entitled to damages from the state for failing to provide them with accommodation, while homeless people will have no such right. Minister for Justice O'Callaghan, Jim O'Callaghan says, in April, a legal advisor to the ECJ published an opinion that rejected the state's argument. The court tends to follow the opinions of legal advisors in its judgments, meaning it's likely to find the state and rule asylum seekers left without accommodation and entitled to damages. So if you come here from some third world, whatever, war zone or refugee, who knows, Syria, you know, one of these places, and you're left on the street, you can actually sue the state now. You get more rights than the homeless Irish people. Guys, I'm talking about this, man. Our rights as citizens in the Western world are getting stripped every day, man. They're just every day getting stripped. And it's like, when does this end? You know, this never ends, guys. This doesn't end, being perfectly honest. Because, you know, they're basically waiting for some big, massive event to happen. You know, this is not going to end well. Everything, you know, is leading up to a crazy situation in this country, guys. And I don't know exactly what that situation is going to be. You know, I don't even want to suggest anything negative because things are scary now. You know, the money is getting like worthless now. You know, I remember like back like 10 years ago, 2013 or whatever, when I went to college, 2015, I used to put a tenner into my car for petrol. And that would get me 2 or 3 trips in and out of town, 4 trips in and out of town each way. You know, it was good money, €10, okay? Now, shit, €10, you wouldn't wipe your ass with €10, lads. Like, €10 is shite. It doesn't do anything. 20 now is the minimum for anything. Like, if you don't have €20, and that's a big flipping deal. Like McDonald's is expensive. McDonald's is obviously a metric to measure, you know, food, the Big Mac index. You know, petrol is going up. And I thought when Trump got elected, petrol would actually come down, because petrol was very cheap back in 2016 when Trump was elected. But now things have just gotten even worse. I mean, the prices of things have gotten just outrageous, man. The price of everything is just outrageous, man. Ireland is turning into a third world country. And I believe a lot of European states will kind of be third world countries. If you guys ever go to Eastern Europe, they're basically third world countries. I mean, plain and simple. They get paid shit, you know what I mean? The quality of life it's pretty shit, like, you know. They have the weather, you know, in Poland and all that kind of thing, you know, Hungary. But the standard of living is shit. It's much safer, actually, than Western Europe. But it's just, that's what Ireland and the UK is going to turn into. It's going to turn into Eastern Europe, like this sort of communist Eastern Bloc, you know. And I don't really want to live in a country like that. I'll be perfectly honest, guys. Like, Ireland is definitely one of the best countries in the world, in my opinion, or at least it was up to a few years ago. I feel like after the lockdowns, things really got bad. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't mean to be negative on this show every day. You know, it is a show. I don't want to be negative, but man, I don't know. This country, man, like, it used to be epic, but it's not. It's losing its charm, you know, and it's losing its charm in a big way. And I'm not talking about Lucky Charms to all the Americans. I'm talking about its charm, its essence, its survivability. It's losing its way of life. It's losing its culture, its heritage. You know, it's divided now. You go to a big city, it's like you're constantly on edge. Who are these people? You know, and like, I'm from a small town. You see new people every day. You're like, who the hell are these people? Aggressive looking people, angry people, you know, and then the local populace are angry because there's just random people here that, you know, aren't working, they're sitting around. Shit, man, it's going to be like an implosion in this country. Like, it's just, man, it is going to get bad. I didn't realize how bad it was, actually, until I started watching other YouTubers talk about it. I was like, oh, shit. Like, everybody feels the same way? Man. Whew. You know, and I talk to people every day, you know, my friends and shit from the city I live in. I have a few friends in town, and it's like, dude, like, it's bad. It's bad. But let me know your thoughts on that, guys. I love you all. Hopefully we can keep pushing this message out to push back into mainstream media. Hopefully we can change Ireland. You know, YouTube is a great platform. You can actually change things in Ireland on YouTube. So let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the join link underneath the video to become a member. We have 12 members now. I love you guys all so much. You know, it's just €3 a month. The memberships really go a long way. They really, really go a long way. So I appreciate that. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.